Shared details about our relationship, built credibility, then showed up at my work pretending we were together. Told elaborate stories, made people believe it. The detective found her journal, digital diary. You need to read this. I scrolled through entries, dates back 6 months. November 3rd, he helped me pick up my groceries today. He smiled at me. He has the kindest eyes. November 10th, I found him on social media. He works downtown. He likes Italian food. November 24th, started following his routine. He goes to the gym Tuesdays and Thursdays. December 1st, took my first photo of him. He looks perfect. December 15th, started editing myself into his photos. We look good together. January 5th, meets with me. This is working. The detective believes him. She became obsessed after he helped her pick up Bob's groceries. Unkind Western. She built an entire fantasy relationship. My apartment buzzer rang at 3 a.m. I stumbled to the intercom. Hello?
He's lying, we're spies. You're spies? Arnie, your stupid little truth serum is driving me nuts. Casey? Not now, Judy. Know what it's like to tell the truth all day? No, you don't, because no one actually tells the truth all day. We protect each other's feelings.
Casey, we have company.
Hey, Petey. Hey, Petey. What were you just saying about truth serum? Nothing that I can say without you finding out about our family secret. What family secret? We're competitive cloggers. He's lying, we're spies. You're spies?
Don't listen to Casey. She's just pulling your leg.
That Judy's a robot. I knew something was going on around here. I've never seen you eat.
That's because you make me lose my appetite.
Liar, spot, robot.
Casey, I need to talk to you.
Casey,
Ernie, I thought you said Casey was up here.
I am. Why are you in that box?
I'm hiding from you.
Now stop playing. It's time for you to become Mrs. Dubois and give me the recommendation for the puppy. I cannot give you that recommendation today. Okay? Why? Marissa, why can't you just say okay? Casey, what's going on? Ernie gave me a truth serum, and now I am not responsible for the words that come out of my mouth. Ooh, like last year when I had the flu. That wasn't the flu. I actually undercooked the brownies I made you and gave you a mild case of food poisoning. Well, it wasn't really mild because technically you were dead for almost a minute. It's the truth serum and I can't control it. But they're deciding today. If you don't go and give me the recommendation, I won't get the job. You're not really going to let me down, are you? And a good afternoon to you, Mr. Conklin, I presume.
Mrs. Dubois, I presume.
Well, you presume wrong.
Excuse me?
My friends, they call me Casey. I hope you'll call me Casey, too. All right? Everybody calls me Casey.
Okay, Casey. So how long have you known Marissa?
Since I was 5.
You mean since she was 5?
Yes, that is true. We used to take baths together. Can we wrap this up now?
We're almost finished. Would you say that Marissa is generally on time?
Oh, yes, absolutely. She is always on time. For a party or a sale. Don't or anything really important. What you getting on her?
Thank you for your candor. If you were me, would you hire Marissa for this job?
No, way. Absolutely not. Negatory need not. No, but if I wasn't there,
Yeah. Wow. Anything else you want to tell me?
you look like a sleepy turtle. Yeah, that's a compliment. No, it's not. He's lying, we're spies. You're a spy?
Switch to Google Fi Wireless and get the unlimited premium phone plan with extra perks like 6 months in.
Why would you kick our daughter out the house, Henry? Henry.
I already told you. I came home and she was cheating on her boyfriend, Caleb. He was worried, calling her, and she was in her house with some football clown. I told Caleb the truth. Now he's in the ER because of what she did. They said he won't make it. He loved her deeply. She thought it was one big joke. So I taught her a lesson and kicked her out.
You hear yourself right now? You kicked our 18-year-old daughter out. Over high school, relationship drama, kids her age cheat, and break up every day, and you made her leave. It's screaming outside. What kind of father does that?
A father who don't raise a heartless girl. She played with that boy's heart. I'm not raising a monster.
I'm not losing my Katie or some stupid teen relationships. Help me where? My daughter's right now.
I said, I don't know. She ran off.
That's it. I'm calling. The shots. They can deal with your lesson.
Alyssa, wait.
No. I hear sirens already. Get ready.
Baby, no. Katie, please answer your phone. Where are you, princess? Your mom called the cops. I need you to come back home and tell them you're okay. It's cold. I've been driving around for a shower. Please say something. I know I overreacted. I just wanted to teach you not to play with people's hearts. When I was your age, someone cheated on me too. It hurt me for years. I don't want you turning into that kind of person. Katie, please.
There's no hope you say this. I don't want you turning into that kind of person who hides her heart. It's the best part of her.
I don't want you turning into that kind of person who hides her heart. It's the best part of you.
Dad, oh my God.
Baby.
Look at the Riz after Riz. Link in bio.
Katie, baby, where are you? I'll come get you right now. Huh? What do you mean? Cold. Where are you? Right now. Katie, answer me. Katie.
Henry, I assume you're looking for your daughter.
Caleb's mom, do you know where Katie is?
Oh, I have no idea where she is. Same place as my son.
What the hell does that mean?
That little brat showed up at my door, begging and whining. Mrs. Jones, my dad kicked me out. I have no clue. She had the nerve to come to me after what she did. My sweet boy.
Miss Jones, where is she?
Shush. Caleb loved that girl. Since they were North 6th Avenue. First day of church camp, he came home and said,
Mom, I met my future wife.
he walked her home in the rain, saved his allowance to buy her birthday gift, stayed up late helping her study even when he was tired. Last week, I walked in on him putting up wedding rings. Now I get how he told me
One day I'm gonna marry Katie for real.
she was his first love, his only love, and she cheated like he was nothing. That's why he's gone.
I know she was wrong. I don't condone what she did.
Congratulations, father of the year. You and your wife raised a little cheat. I'm not proud that a cheat mother raised a cheat daughter.
Cheating mother? What are you talking about?
Ask your wife about it, and now you want me to feel bad for your daughter?
Where is my daughter? I don't care. What do you think of her? Tell me where she is.
She tried to push past me to get in my house. Just came clean this cold. I told her she wasn't stepping foot in my house. Not after what she did to my son. I shut the door. She slipped off steps. She's there. All I know is she's not bothering me anymore.
Are you insane? It didn't help. It's cold. Call some help.
No! Her parents can come get her off my property.
Oh my god, I can't believe you. I'm coming right now.
Henry, where did you run off to? They are here. They want to talk to you. Oh, so you found her. Bring my daughter home right now.
I can't.
What do you mean you can't? Drive her back home right now.
Listen, poor daughter. She's.
Oh my god, Henry, what did you do? This is your fault. I told you not to do this. They're on their way to you now. They're going to deal with you.
Melissa, wait, please.
Why would you?
I'm cooked, bro. A huge fire just hit my house, and everything I owned got burnt down. Look, I hate to be doing this, but me and my family need some money to survive. And you're by far the richest person in my contacts. I know. It's your money, and you don't have to give it out. But something like 200 or 300 would go a long way. I don't know if even for a guy like 300. Could we do 50? I think I could even push it to 60 if you really need it. But that's the max. My company's been having a rough year, so I'm sorry, but 300 is just out of my budget. Oh, dude, 60 would be huge. If we ration, that can cover food for a week easily. So thank you. Why'd you just send me $60 million? What do you mean, dude? Because that's what you asked for? When I said 60, I meant $60, as in 60, not 60 million. That's way too much. Oh, my fault, bro. When I text my accountant, we never add the million in. It takes too long to type, you know? So I just thought that's what you meant, because I'm so used to it. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. But at the same time, congratulations. Now, just one quick question. How do I send it back to you? Because, bro, this is way too much. Even with just $1 million, I could restart my entire life and live better than I ever did. But the other 50K is just not needed. Honestly, keep it. You've been a good friend since before I got rich, so you deserve it. Besides, my accountant is hella strict. So if he gave the green light for this, it's probably not going to affect me. I'm cooked, bro. A huge...
Hey, you forgot to clock in this morning.
Oh, yeah, I think about that. Elias got distracted.
Make sure to clock in at some point so we can start paying.
I've been paid for the last 2 hours. Can't you just adjust the time sheet?
Can. Won't. Rules are rules.
44, 43.
What are you doing?
Employees may take no longer than 15 minutes for their lunch break. I've been talking to you since you walked in. You got 40 seconds.
Oh, it's so hot. It's blurry like hell.
Less talking, more swallowing.
Move, I gotta go now.
Employees are allotted one bathroom break per shift. You took one of them earlier. That'll burn down.
That was a false alarm. I barely went. We're talking less than a half minutes.
What's the next set about rules? Rules are rules. Oh, what's the hurry?
Bathroom, come off the clock.
Restrooms are for customers only, and it doesn't appear that you've purchased anything. Oh, stapler.
We're gonna pay for this tomorrow.
I don't work tomorrow.
Never mind, say.
Not until Sunday.
It's Sunday then. Sunday you will pay for. Wait, I'm not at Sunday. Damn it.
This is so worth the 2 hours.
Guys who got told no to a marriage proposal. What happened? Not my own experience, but I was in the restaurant when the failed proposal happened. Somehow the guy was able to get the families involved in this fancy dinner without the girl's knowledge as to what was going to happen. He orders their drinks, where he had the ring cleaned and then placed at the bottom of her pina colada drink. She gets up and goes to the bathroom, and that's when some of her family moved in close with their cameras, chopped phones, ready for the proposal. She comes back, and the drinks are brought. She refuses the drink, much to his dismay, but doesn't get the hint. She doesn't want it. You should have your drink. It's really good. She again says no. This goes on, back and forth. Finally, she says no and is disturbed by his pushy behavior. I hear this from my table. I can't marry someone who won't respect my boundaries. She gets up and walks out of the restaurant. The guy sits there waiting for her to cool off. She doesn't come back in. So he fishes out the ring and has the drinks taken away. She comes back in near the end, and he shows her the ring, tells her it was in the drink. She slaps him and says no. Guys who got told no to a marriage...
Minutes before I'm about to walk down the aisle, my wedding planner pulls me aside and whispers, "You're not getting married. What do you mean?" I gasp as I look at my wedding planner in pure confusion. My wedding planner pulls me off to the side from where I stood waiting for my cue to walk down the aisle. Our guests were seated and the bridesmaids had just walked down. We get into the janitor's closet, my father's protesting. The ceremony is about to start. He follows us in. "What's going on?" I ask, my dress nearly tripping me as she locks the door. "You're not supposed to be the bride." I look at my my wedding planner like she's gone insane. Excuse me, what do you mean? I demand. I'm shaking. Your name isn't listed as the bride, she said sadly. This has got to be some cruel joke. She shows me all the documents on her tablet. The wedding license, the invitations, the seating chart, the guest list. All the lists had one name as the bride. My twin sister Jane. I immediately knew she had to be up to something. I was about to marry her ex-fiancé, Kyle. That's impossible, I say, shaking my head. She's in Europe for work. I haven't spoken to her in months since I sent out the invitations. I protest. My father is looking just as confused. I filed everything myself. There were passwords, so no one could change anything. I continued. My wedding planner looked just as worried. Someone must have changed it somehow. She shrugged her shoulders. I look at my father. Maybe it's a glitch. I mean, they are identical twins, he suggests. My wedding planner shook her head like it was an impossible idea. I rushed out of the janitor's office into the rooms where I was getting ready. I had to find the originals of everything. I had to find proof. My wedding planner is texting everyone to halt the wedding due to an emergency. My father's calling my mother, letting her know what's going on. I'm tearing through bags, my luggage, anything that might show the original name as being my own, but it's all gone. I tried calling my florist. I'm sorry, but the only delivery we have is for Jane, my florist says sympathetically. My caterer confirms the same thing. Anyone I call answers with the same name, Jane. I'm desperate, but then someone walks into the room. It's Jane dressed in the exact same dress as myself. The same hairstyle, the jewelry. It's like looking in a mirror. Even my bouquet. Hello, sis. Jane smiles at me. I glare at her. What are you doing here? My voice is cold. Then I get an idea. I had my phone. I could finally get Jane for good. I press record on my phone without her knowing. Jane just smiles at me sweetly. I came to fix things. I should never have left Kyle at the altar. Jane said calmly. We were too perfect together. I choked. That was 4 years ago, I said. Jane just smiles, showing off her teeth. Yes, before you stole him. Before I could respond, Kyle shows up looking like James Bond in his wedding tux. I look at him hoping he'd back me up. Kyle, get Jane to go away. Kick her out, I ask. Kyle shakes his head and looks almost ashamed. He runs his fingers through his hair like he always did when he was nervous. I need to talk to you in private, he tells me. My gut is making me sick. Kyle, what's going on? I ask. Jane looks smug. Show her, sweetheart. She orders Kyle. Kyle shows me how he changed everything for the wedding just for Jane. I look at Kyle in horror. I felt betrayed. Why? I asked. Kyle sighed. Jane showed me the text from after she left me. Said you and I rushed the wedding and we moved too fast. So I got confused. She said this is the best way to fix things. I needed time. I'm too shocked. So you believed Jane? Why not talk to me? I asked. Kyle just stays quiet, but I notice he pulls Jane closer. I'm too upset. My wedding planner is stunned. Everyone is too quiet. But then I remember I'm recording. So I put on a smile as I take out my phone. Well, thank you. I'm sure the police will be happy to arrest you for fraud, since you admitted to it. I say pressing stop on the recording. Jane panics and Kyle looks like he's going to wet his hands. I can't believe you. I hate you. Jane screams. My wedding planner looks at me. I'll cancel everything, my wedding planner said. I take my father's arm and we leave. My father looks disappointed at my sister. My wedding was ruined. My sister and ex-fiancé were about to get arrested. Minutes before I'm about to walk down the aisle, my wedding planner...
My mom neglected me and ditched me for her new family, so I decided to ditch her as well. I was born when mom was 17 and dad was 19. They never married. Dad went to prison when I was 3 for substance possession, non-violent stuff, but he got 15 years. Mom raised me alone until I was 10. That's when she married my stepdad. He had money, a nice house, and suddenly mom seemed happy again. I thought maybe things would get better. I was wrong. She got pregnant with my sister when I was 11, then my brother when I was 13. That's when I stopped existing to her. It started small. She'd forget to pack my lunch, but never forgot theirs. She'd buy them new shoes for school and tell me to make my old ones work another year. When I made honor roll in 8th grade, she said, that's nice, without looking up from feeding my brother, but I kept trying. I joined the soccer team thinking she'd come to games. She came to one, left at halftime because my sister had a recital the next morning. My sister was 5. It was Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Every family photo on the wall was the 4 of them. Stepdad, mom, sister, brother, professional shots at Sears, beach photos, Christmas cards they mailed to relatives. I took the pictures, every single one. The breaking point was my 16th birthday. I came home from school excited because mom had actually acknowledged it that morning. Said we'd do something special. The house was empty. No cake, no balloons, no note on the counter. 2 hours later, my phone buzzed. Took the kids to Six Flags. There's pizza money on the counter. Sorry, forgot you had school today. I didn't have school. It was Saturday. She forgot my birthday was on a Saturday. The pizza money was $10. A large pizza cost $15. When they got home at 9 p.m., my little sister ran into my room bouncing with excitement. She told me about every ride, every game, the funnel cake they shared. She showed me the stuffed animal stepdad won. She asked why I didn't come. I looked at my mom standing in the doorway. She couldn't meet my eyes. She was busy, mom said. Then she closed my door. I wasn't busy. I sat in my room for 11 hours waiting for my family to remember I existed. That's when I stopped trying. I stayed in my room, ate dinner after they finished, left for school early, came home late, started working at McDonald's just to have somewhere to be. Mom never asked where I was, never asked about my shifts or how work was going. I'd hear her in my siblings' rooms every night reading them stories. She'd walk right past my open door without looking in. Last month, my sister asked why I'm never in family photos anymore. Mom told her he doesn't like taking pictures. I was standing right there in the kitchen making myself dinner. She said it like I was invisible. My brother asked me last week if I even lived here anymore. He's 6. He genuinely didn't know. 2 weeks ago, I walked into a recruiting office downtown. The Army recruiter asked about my family situation. I told him everything. The birthdays, the photos, the invisibility. He didn't look surprised, just slid the papers across his desk. I signed them that afternoon. Leave for basic training in 3 weeks. Mom doesn't know. Nobody knows except the recruiter and my dad. I wrote him a letter in prison, told him everything. He wrote back the next week. 4 pages. First time he's ever told me he's proud of me. Said he wishes he could have been there. Yesterday I started packing. I have $3,200 saved from birthday checks Mom gave me over the years. She'd hand me an envelope from my dad's parents without saying a word. They still send me money every year. Still think I'm part of the family. They live in Florida and have no idea what's happening in this house. I'm taking everything that matters. My laptop I bought myself with McDonald's money. Clothes I paid for.
more. A photo of me and Dad from before prison. My old baseball glove he gave me. That's it. Everything else can rot in this house. My sister asked me yesterday if I'm going to college next year. I told her I'm leaving soon and won't be back for a while. She started crying, asked if it was because of her, because of something she did. I hugged her and told her I love her, that this has nothing to do with her. She's 8. She doesn't understand that Mom chose them and forgot she already had a kid. My brother overheard and asked if I'm running away. I told him I'm joining the army. He asked if that means I'm going to be like the soldiers on TV. 3 weeks, then I'm gone. Mom will probably notice I'm missing when she needs someone to watch my siblings while they go on their next family vacation without me. My mom neglected me and ditched me for her new family, so I decided to ditch her as well. I was born when Mom was 17 and Dad was 19. They never married. Dad went to prison when I was 3 for substance possession, non-violent stuff, but he got 15 years. Mom raised me alone until I was 10. That's when she married my stepdad. He had money, a nice house, and suddenly Mom seemed happy again. I thought maybe things would get better. I was wrong. She got pregnant with my sister when I was 11, and my brother when I was 13. That's when I stopped existing to her. It started small. She'd forget to pack my lunch, but never forgot theirs. She'd buy them new shoes for school and tell me to make my old ones work another year. When I made honor roll in 8th grade, she said, "That's nice," without looking up from beating my brother. But I kept trying. I joined the soccer team thinking she'd come to games. She came to one, left at halftime because my sister had a recital the next morning. My sister was 5. It was Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Every family photo on the wall was the 4 of them. Stepdad, Mom, sister, brother. Professional shots at Sears, beach photos, Christmas cards they mailed to relatives. I took the pictures, every single one. The breaking point was my 16th birthday. I came home from school excited because Mom had actually acknowledged it that morning. Said we'd do something special. The house was empty. No cake, no balloons, no note on the counter. 2 hours later, my phone buzzed. Took the kids to Six Flags. There's pizza money on the counter. Sorry, forgot you had school today. I didn't have school. It was Saturday. She forgot my birthday was on Saturday. The pizza money was $10. A large pizza cost $15. When they got home at 9 p.m., my little sister ran into my room bouncing with excitement. She told me about every ride, every game, the funnel cake they shared. She showed me the stuffed animal stepdad wanted. She asked why I didn't come. I looked at my mom standing in the doorway. She couldn't meet my eyes. He was busy, Mom said. Then she closed my door. I wasn't busy. I sat in my room for 11 hours waiting for my family to remember I existed. That's when I stopped trying. I stayed in my room, ate dinner after they finished, left for school early, came home late, started working at McDonald's just to have somewhere to be. Mom never asked where I was, never asked about my shifts or how work was going. I'd hear her in my siblings' rooms every night reading them stories. She'd walk right past my open door without looking in. Last month, my sister asked why I'm never in family photos anymore. Mom told her he doesn't like taking pictures. I was standing right there in the kitchen making myself dinner. She said it like I was invisible. My brother asked me last week if I even lived here anymore. He's 6. He genuinely didn't know. 2 weeks ago, I walked into a recruiting office downtown. The Army...
Our substitute teacher made us rank each other from most to least valuable, then showed us what happened to number 25. Our regular teacher was out sick, so we expected an easy day. Movies, busy work, maybe some free time to scroll our phones under our desks. Instead, a woman I'd never seen walked in and wrote her name on the board. Ms. Vance. No smile, no introduction, just instructions. Take out a piece of paper, number it 1 through 25. You're going to rank every student in this class from most valuable to least valuable. Most valuable is number 1. Least valuable is number 25. Be honest. Nobody will see your answers except me. The room erupted. You can't make us do that. This is messed up. Is this even legal? Ms. Vance waited for silence. You have 10 minutes. If you refuse, I'll mark you absent and you'll receive a 0 for participation. It's just an exercise. Your answers are anonymous. I looked around at my classmates. Some were already writing, others hesitated. My best friend Olive whispered, "Just make something up. It doesn't mean anything." So I did. I ranked people based on nothing real. Friends near the top, people I didn't know toward the middle, and at the bottom, I put the names of kids who annoyed me or seemed weird. I didn't think about it. None of us did. Ms. Vance collected the papers and spent 5 minutes tallying results while we sat in uncomfortable silence. Then she stood up and walked to the board. She wrote a list of numbers from 1 to 25. Next to each number, she wrote initials. I recognized most of them. JT was first. Golden boy, varsity quarterback, student council, everyone's favorite. KM was second. Prettiest girl in school. The rankings descended through athletes, popular kids, and the middle tier of average people like me. I found my initials at 14. Not great, not terrible. Then I looked at the bottom. Number 25. The initials were DL Dylan Lowe, the quiet kid who sat in the back corner. He drew in his notebook during class. Never talked to anyone. Wore the same gray hoodie every single day. I'd maybe spoken to him twice in 3 years. Looking at those initials on the board, dead last, I felt my stomach twist. 24 people had decided he was the least valuable person in the room. Ms. Vance circled the initials DL. Tell me about this person. Nobody spoke. Someone near me snickered. That's Dylan. A girl named Brooke said. He's just quiet. Doesn't really do anything. Ms. Vance nodded. Doesn't really do anything. So that makes him the least valuable, I guess? Brooke shrugged. He doesn't contribute. He just exists. Ms. Vance walked to her bag and pulled out a folder. She opened it and placed a photograph on the document camera. A boy smiled at the camera, maybe 14 years old, holding a first place ribbon at a science fair. This is Dylan Lowe 3 years ago. He won the district science competition. His project was about water purification systems for developing countries. He was planning to study engineering. She placed another photo. Same boy, but thinner, darker circles under his eyes. This was Dylan last year, after his parents' divorce, after his older brother died in a car accident. after he stopped talking because no one at school ever talked to him first. The room was completely silent now. Ms. Vance placed a final image on the projector. It was a screenshot of a text conversation. The messages were from Dylan to someone named Mom. I don't think anyone would notice if I wasn't here. People look through me like I'm invisible. I tried to talk to someone today and they literally walked away mid-sentence. I can't do this anymore. The response from Mom was frantic. Dylan, please come home. Please answer me. Where are you? Ms. Vance's voice was steady but heavy. Dylan sent this message 6 weeks ago. His mother found him on the bathroom floor that night. He survived barely. He's been in a treatment facility ever since. That's why his desk has been empty. Not because he transferred, not because he moved. Because every single person in his life, including most of you, made him feel like he was number 25. A girl in the front row started crying. I felt sick. I put him at 24 on my list, one spot above last. I barely even thought about it. Ms. Vance collected the photo and turned off the projector. She walked between the rows slowly. Here's what I want you to understand. Dylan didn't need to be popular. He didn't need to be number 1 on anyone's list. He just needed one person. One person to sit with him at lunch. One person to say good morning. One person to notice when he stopped showing up. But nobody did. Because you all decided, without thinking, without knowing anything about his life, that he was the least valuable person in the room. She stopped at Dylan's empty desk and placed her hand on it. Value isn't determined by how loud you are or how many friends you have or how good you are in sports. Value is inherent to every person in this room now. But you made Dylan believe he didn't. She looked at each of us. I'm not your substitute teacher. I'm Dylan's aunt. I teach at another school in this district. I asked your principal if I could come here today because Dylan begged me to make sure what happened to him didn't happen to anyone else. Dylan came back to school last month and I make sure to say good morning to him every single day. Our substitute teacher made us rank each other from most to least valuable, then showed us what happened to number 25. Our regular teacher was out sick, so we expected an easy day. Movies, busy work, maybe.
What happened when my boss found out I wasn't actually living paycheck to paycheck? For 3 years, I kept my mouth shut and played the role perfectly. I drove a 12-year-old sedan, packed lunch every single day, and always hesitated before contributing to office collections. I wore the same rotation of professional but modest outfits. I never mentioned vacations or expensive purchases. My coworkers assumed I was barely making ends meet just like they were. The truth was more complicated. My grandmother passed away when I was 22 and left me her entire estate, 2 rental properties, a stock portfolio, and a paid-off house. I was worth about $2.4 million while earning $52,000 a year as an administrative coordinator. Why did I keep working? Because my grandmother worked until she was 81. Because having money doesn't mean you stop contributing to society. Because I actually loved my job and the people I worked with. The problem started when my boss Lorraine began treating me like her personal charity case. She loudly mentioned the company assistance fund whenever I was nearby. She'd suggest I apply for income-based housing programs. She once tried to give me a bag of groceries from her car, and I had to pretend to be grateful while carrying food I absolutely didn't need. The other problem was that Lorraine treated the wealthy donors and board members completely differently. She laughed at their jokes even when they weren't funny. She forgave their rudeness. She bent policies for them constantly. Last month, a board member's nephew missed a deadline by 2 weeks, and she called it totally understandable given his busy schedule. When I missed a deadline by 1 day because of a family emergency, she put a written warning in my file. Everything changed on a Tuesday. I was sitting at my desk when the company accountant rushed over looking panicked. There was an issue with payroll. A bank glitch had caused everyone's account balances to briefly appear on the direct deposit confirmation screen. Before she could finish apologizing, I heard Lorraine's voice behind me. $2.3 million? She was reading my deposit confirmation over my shoulder. The color had drained from her face completely. That can't be right. There's obviously an error with your account. I didn't say anything for a long moment. 3 years of carefully constructed camouflage evaporating in a single glance at a computer screen. I finally turned around and looked at her. It's not an error. Her mouth fell open, then snapped shut, then fell open again like a fish gasping for air. But you drive that old car. You bring lunch. You never contribute more than $5 to collections. You let me give you groceries. I'm careful with money, I said calmly. That's how you build wealth, by not spending it on things you don't need. Lorraine's face cycled through 7 different emotions in 10 seconds. Confusion, embarrassment, anger, suspicion. Then something ugly settled into her expression. So you've been lying to all of us? Pretending to be struggling while secretly sitting on a fortune? That's manipulation. I felt my jaw tighten. I never once claimed to be struggling. You assumed. You all assumed. I just didn't correct you because it wasn't anyone's business what's in my bank account. She stepped closer, lowering her voice to a hiss. Do you think this is funny? Making us feel sorry for you? Accepting my groceries like some kind of con artist? I tried to decline those groceries 3 times. You literally put them in my car when I wasn't looking. The whole office was staring now. Coworkers I'd eaten lunch with for years were looking at me like I just revealed a second head. Lorraine straightened up and cleared her throat. Well, this certainly changes things. I'll need to reassess your role here given this new information about your character. My character? Nothing about my work has changed. I'm the same employee I was yesterday, but now I know you're deceptive. That affects trust. That affects your position here. I stood up slowly and looked her directly in the eyes. You know what's actually deceptive? Treating employees differently based on their bank accounts. Giving warnings to some people and free passes to others depending on how much money you think they have. That's what I've watched you do for 3 years. Lorraine's face went completely red. The room was dead silent. I kept going. I have every email documenting the double standards. Every incident where wealthy affiliates got special treatment while regular employees got punished for the same things. I've been keeping it. She actually stepped backward. Are you threatening me? I'm telling you that my net worth doesn't change my value as an employee. And if you retaliate against me for having savings, I'll make sure everyone knows exactly how this company operates. I didn't get fired. In fact, Lorraine suddenly became very professional and very distant.
Cam, remind me. Do we have a dress code?
Of course we do.
Why are you wearing that? I think it looks great. Who are you? Zach Garvey? Take a seat.
Why don't you have a car?
I have a car. My mom brought me. First day.
Why don't I drive you home? I thought we were gonna get many pennies. I changed my mind.
Thanks for riding.
Most people invite you in. If you insist, 5 minutes. Hello.
This is Natalie.
Me, Natalie. Nice to meet you. Sorry. Oh, it's okay. That's good.
Kyle Cruz is playing Paso this weekend. I have a party, invitation only.
You can't know and not go.
I'm saying I can't do it.
Whatever.
This isn't about
I
you.
wasn't even gonna give you a ride.
Look, I have anxiety. I never go anywhere. I'm lucky if I make it through 2 hours in a public place. nice.
Nice.
You know,
Which is exactly what I need to be.
I can't afford it. These shirts cost more than my mother makes in a month.
This one's on me.
No, I can't do that.
Ready to try to make it so. Do you pick? Can't believe I just happened. It was perfect. We had to start ourselves like 5 minutes. You and I and our new class.
Natalie got it. I went to this designer business.
That was nice of her. She must really like you. Oh my god. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Here.
Because the rescue air cushion was misplaced by a few millimeters. As a firefighter, I fell heavily from a 100-meter high floor to the ground, but I didn't feel a shred of pain. The little girl in my arms was successfully rescued. I was so glad I was still alive. Then I greeted the girl's parents, but her family acted as though they didn't see me. They hurried away from the scene. Just as I was at a loss, I suddenly heard someone call my name from behind. A man and a woman stood calmly downstairs looking at me. I hurriedly urged them to leave immediately. At that moment, I saw my teammates crying out as they tried to rescue someone, and the person lying on the ground turned out to be me. Two men in black quickly introduced themselves, saying they were emissaries from hell. Because I died heroically saving someone, I became an extremely rare, kind soul. In the next 49 days, the two emissaries would take me to hell to undergo 7 judgments. Only by passing all of them could I earn the chance to be resurrected. Before I could fully react to the nightmare of my death, I was sucked into a portal opened by the emissaries. In the corridor leading to Hell's Gate, it was packed with souls waiting for judgment. And the third emissary responsible for my case was there, who was also their captain, Bob. For 1,000 years, Bob had never lost a case he took because Bob defended only righteous souls. As the emissaries expected, because of my special status as a soul, I was granted priority in the judgment process. The first trial was the Hell of Laziness, presided over by King Chujiang. This realm specifically punishes those who waste time. Once the charge is upheld, the judge is thrown onto a millstone in the Nether River to run endlessly. Anyone who stops will be crushed to death. Even if one manages to fall into the water, they'll be eaten by piranhas. In my life, I worked diligently and dutifully. In the Void Mirror, scenes of me working hard constantly played. Even when rescuing animals, I would boldly rush to the front. Everyone present was moved. But when King Chujiang asked me why I exerted myself so much, my answer made the 3 emissaries tense instantly. In hell, money is seen as a false god. My answer directly enraged King Chujiang. If the 2 emissaries hadn't intervened in time, I would already have been thrown into the Nether River to feed the piranhas. Captain Bob defended passionately, saying I indeed toiled for money. Although money isn't everything in the human world, without it, nothing works. Besides my firefighting job, I worked weekends in restaurants and at night cleaned in public baths. Even after late shifts, I'd take rideshare gigs. The reason I worked so hard to make money was for my sick mother at home and my younger brother preparing for the judge exam. It wasn't that I loved money, but money had always bound me. In the end, under Captain Bob's stirring defense, King Chujiang judged me innocent. Then we proceeded to the second realm, the Hell of Lies, but the judge presiding over the trial was actually a child. Because the rescue air cushion was misplaced by a few millimeters. As a firefighter, I fell heavily from a 100-meter high floor to the ground, but I didn't feel a shred of pain. The little girl in my arms was successfully rescued. I was so glad I was still alive. Then I greeted the girl's parents, but her family acted as though they didn't see me. They hurried away from the scene. Just as I was at a loss, I suddenly heard someone call my name from behind. A man and a woman stood calmly downstairs looking at me. I hurriedly urged them to leave immediately. At that moment, I saw my teammates crying out as they tried to rescue someone, and the person lying on the ground turned out to be me. 2 men in black quickly introduced themselves, saying they were emissaries from hell. Because I died heroically saving someone, I became an extremely rare, kind soul. In the next 49 days, the 2 emissaries would take me to hell to undergo 7 judgments. Only by passing all of them could I earn the chance to be resurrected. Before I could fully react from the nightmare of my death, I was sucked into a portal opened by the emissaries. In the corridor leading to Hell's Gate, it was packed with souls waiting for judgment. And the third emissary responsible for my case was there, who was also their captain, Bob. For 1,000 years, Bob had never lost a case he took because Bob defended only righteous souls. As the emissaries expected, because of my special status as a soul, I was granted priority in the judgment process. The first trial was the Hell of Laziness, presided over by King Chujiang. This realm specifically punishes those who waste time. Once the charge is upheld, the judge is thrown onto a millstone in the Nether River to run endlessly. Anyone
I'm actually considered used now.
Oh? Wait, what?
Now replace my transmission.
What?
Pay my rising insurance. My check engine lights on.
Did you know that Madara was never the strongest Uchiha? Well, this actually depends on what you mean by Uchiha. because all that power actually stems from Indra Tsusuke. Now, although he isn't considered an Uchiha, the bloodline came out of his descendants and are the reason why the Uchiha have the Sharingan in the first place. On top of this, most people completely underestimate Indra. Not only did he awaken one of the first Mangekyo Sharingan, he inherently had 6 Past Chakra, meaning that all characters before the Ten Tails Jinchuriki reveal are essentially weaker than him, and even Sasuke with 6 Past Chakra is just a pale imitation of him. Most people don't realize this, but the data book states that he inherited all of Hagoromo's chakra, or all of Hagoromo's power, not half. So while Sasuke only had half of his power before maturing and inheriting the title of the strongest Uchiha, the strongest was truly the first. Did you know that Madara was never the strongest Uchiha? Well, this actually depends on what you mean by Uchiha, because all that power actually stems from Indra Tsusuke. Now, although he isn't considered an Uchiha, the bloodline came out of his descendants and are the reason why the Uchiha have the Sharingan in the first place. On top of this, most people completely underestimate Indra. Not only did he awaken the first,
Guess who's gonna be driving a Porsche by the end of the year?
Damn, man, you really hit the jackpot. But where did all that money come from? Until last week, you were asking me to borrow $10.
I just pulled off a big business. 200% profit.
What kind of thing is that, man? You messing with shady stuff?
Nothing illegal. At least I think so.
Just say what it is already.
I found a website that buys balls, and the best part, payment is upfront. They pay $2.5 million for the test ball. I bought your down the line. No, because it wasn't my balls I sold yours. What? I listed your ball on the site as a joke, and believe it or not, the money actually hit the account.
For God's sake, man, you need to send that money back.
Why would I? $5 million. If I keep this going until the end of the year, I'll be richer than you.
You've completely lost your mind. What if that guy decides to come after me?
Relax, bro. It's gonna happen. The buyer's name is some guy called probably some rich Arab sheikh who believed the ad. $5 million is nothing for his business. I bet he won't even remember.
But if he's a sheik, he has money to track me down.
You're way too handsome. Relax. That money is yours too.
You're right, there's no way he could find it. You need a ton of personal info. Stuff even you don't know about me.
Oh, I do know. I called your mom and asked for everything. What? Relax, bro. Silently ask for basic stuff. Like your email address. Oh, also your ID, date of birth, parents' names. They also have your blood. Just basic things. Oh, almost forgot. They asked me to sign a document saying I need but since I know these guys are idiots, I'm still here. Bro, you still there? Why did you stop replying? شكرا جزيلا على الاتصال. I'm really gonna miss you. Guess who's gonna be driving a Porsche by the end of the year?
Damn, man, you really hit the Because you're rent seriously again. I know. The rate was just a joke. You physically can't hurt Marcus. Everyone. Not everyone gave up a kid 2 years back. Oh, great, here comes the kidney guilt trip. My entire life. I can barely walk anymore. I can't lift anything heavier than 10 pounds. My last kidney is ready. You recognize that kid with like a school about. That's not what I'm saying.
Yes, it is. You never let me look at it.
He's amazing. I'm not asking for anything insane.
This is your guilt trip.
There it is. I mean, you did like you did something wrong. You did do something wrong. Maybe save your life. I'm lying to you. Marcus, please. I haven't eaten in 3 days. Figure something out. Mom, can you talk to Marcus, please? I need $200 for rent. Marcus won't help me. It's just 200. Oh, I haven't eaten in 3 days. I can't afford my meds. I can barely use them without help.
We're doing what we can, baby.
Marcus just bought an $80,000 Lamborghini in cash.
He has his money.
And I'm your son.
You need to stop
Focusing, I can't even go to the film. Yeah, sure.
You're being dramatic.
I'm dying, Mom.
Don't think like that.
My last kidney is at 30% function. No tremendous balance.
Figure something out.
When? When I'm already gone?
And then some.
Do you remember when you promised me before the surgery you and Marcus would take care of me if anything went wrong? You both said you'd always be free.
And we have to.
Are they ignoring me? I can do anything. Drag on.
We thought you'd recover by now.
Recover. They literally gave away an organ.
They also made kidneys
Infected in everything. My remaining kidney is failing. I have complications nobody warned me about.
Everyone has problems out there.
I can't believe this. You used me, then threw me away. I want to invite you over for dinner this weekend. For what? I just want us all to Plus has unlimited phone plans and $60 a month for 2 lines. That voice you're hearing in your head, that's your budget saying thank you.
Here, the snake. Reaching out for it. We're on the end of the building. Fancy face. Bring it out.
Joey, I am not going to go in there and have a big fight with the boys because you've got to do it. We have a rule in this family about what we do when we're bored. What are you crying about?
I was just sitting there. This opera came on. People screaming and hating. It was our family, but with music. You okay? I'm not writing opera. I have all the music. I can hear it in my hair. I just don't have a story to hang it on. Don't make me feel embarrassed. We're trying to be bad. And what wrong with that in anything? I'm not arguing. It doesn't seem like a very satisfying resolution. You're always satisfied with everything. Wow, I can't believe that was so right. He said if he made a big enough mistake, he'd get it right. Well, look at Russell for me, though. Thanks, Mom.
There's a reason I bought a bed that was bigger. There are certain things that have to happen with my body at the end of the day. Certain events that have to transpire. And I don't want it to happen 2 inches away from your nose.
It doesn't matter how embarrassing something is.
We now present a story of shame, humiliation, and the deep, personal secrets that lurk within the marriage.
Everyone we know is here.
I hope Joey doesn't embarrass me now.
Here, the snake.
Overly concerned. Wow, real plan.
Even with family members on death row, what shocking thing did you witness in the execution? I was arriving at the prison for my brother's execution scheduled for 7. That evening, I was the only family member home. The rest believed he was guilty. My brother was convicted of murdering his girlfriend 15 years ago and spent the last 3 in solitary confinement. He maintained his innocence every day, but that didn't matter anymore. When I got inside the prison, my guard escorted me through the full hallways to the witness room. My hands were shaking. My brother was there somewhere, waiting to die for something I was sure he didn't do. My brother and the girlfriend he killed had been together since middle school. They loved each other with this anime-level intensity. He even had an inside joke where he'd say, "I killed to keep you," and she'd say, "I die instead." Then she actually died, found in their shared apartment, stabbed 53 times. The evidence showed my brother's fingerprints on the murder weapon, a kitchen knife from their apartment. My brother's DNA was also found under her fingernails. It seemed obvious, but there were problems. The evidence showed the girlfriend scratched and clawed at her attacker, but my brother had no scratches on him when the police arrested him, dragging him away while he was Three coworkers convicted him. In the end, the jury convicted him, and he was sentenced to death. I always believed he was innocent, seeing how he was more broken by the fact he'd never see her again than the fact he was literally sentenced to death. It did for me. So over the years, I spent thousands trying to prove it. I drained my savings, hiring lawyers, private investigators. Nothing worked. Every appeal got denied. To make it worse, everyone in my family thought he was guilty. My parents stopped visiting after the first year, told me I was embarrassing the family. My other siblings cut me off completely. My own mother said, "Stop defending a murderer." My brother's final appeal was denied last week. This was it. No more options. No more time. He was going to die. At the prison, I felt more hollow and empty than anything. The witness room was small, suffocatingly dark and dimly lit. Almost like I wanted you to feel death inside. It had a small window looking into the execution chamber with a gurney and lethal injections. That room was white. I looked over to the opposite side of the execution room and noticed the victim's mother sitting there. But what took me by surprise is my own mother was here too, with my father and my 2 siblings, all sitting away from me, all looking relieved to see my brother die. I also noticed the victim's stepfather wasn't there. Why wasn't he here? My brother was brought in at 6:30. They strapped him to the gurney, IV lines in both arms. We made eye contact and he mouthed, "I love you, dude." No homo. I tried my best not to cry. He was older brother, his role model. I couldn't let him feel great, so I cracked a smile and mouthed, "I love you too." No homo back. Inside my heart was tearing. At 6:35, the warden read the pledge of faith. My brother told me this was really happening. This was the first moment I fully came face to face with the fact he was going to die. My brother was a tear rolled down my cheek. At 6:45, the warden asked him for his last words. His voice came through the speakers. "I didn't do this. I loved her." He then looked at me. "I love you, man. Thank you for never giving up on me." My heart was breaking. My mother looked right at him, no sadness in her eyes. The warden nodded to the executioner. I watched the executioner's hand move toward the injection button. This was it. 15 years of fighting and I'd lost. My brother closed his eyes, getting ready for death. Then at 6:48, the phone in the execution room rang. The warden answered. His face went white immediately. Stop everything." The guard interrupted. The warden spoke into the phone. "Are you certain?" "Yes, I understand." He hung up and faced the window. There's been a confession. The real killer just walked into the police station. I couldn't breathe. My brother's eyes still open. "What?" The victim's mother screamed. "No, that's not true." The warden's voice was shaking. "The victim's stepfather confessed to the murder." He doesn't say that. My brother was his stepfather, the one who wasn't here. Turns out he had terminal cancer. He couldn't die carrying himself. His confession detailed everything. He'd been sexually assaulting the victim's younger sister for years. The victim discovered it, confronted him, threatened to go to the police. He panicked and killed her. Stabbed her in my brother's apartment, planted a knife, scratched at my brother's clothes with her hands and toes, planted DNA on her bananas. He framed the boyfriend because everyone would believe the explosive, passionate boyfriend did it. The execution was halted. Lawyers rushed to the prison. My brother lay scratched in a gurney for 2 hours while they verified the confession. The victim's mother collapsed. Her husband had killed her daughter to drive that she liked her daughter. When they finally unstrapped my brother, he barely moved. We held each other for 20 minutes. My family tried to apologize to him, but he didn't say a word to them. He walked out that night, free after 15 years. People with family members on death row, what shocking things you witness in the execution.
became Rome's most ruthless emperor by ordering the murder of his own allies. Julius Caesar was assassinated in 44 BC. His heir Octavian was just a teenager studying in Greece. This young man, by the same names, fought the second triumvirate of Mark Antony and Magnus, then immediately began hunting enemies. Over 300 senators and 2,000 knights were executed in brutal proscriptions. Even the great orator Cicero was hunted down and killed. Octavian personally signed death warrants for men who helped him rise to power. At the Battle of Antioch, he crushed Antony. Becoming sole ruler of Rome, the Senate gave him the title Augustus, and the Roman Empire was born. Already called, cultivated teenager refused to let anyone stand in his way. Did you know a 19-year-old boy became Rome's most ruthless emperor by ordering the murder of his own ally? When Julius Caesar was assassinated in 44 BC, his heir Octavian was just a teenager studying in Greece. But this young man, by the same names, fought the second triumvirate of Mark Antony and Magnus, then immediately began hunting enemies. Over 300 senators and 2,000 knights were executed in brutal proscriptions. The great orator Cicero was hunted down and killed. Octavian personally signed death warrants for men who helped him rise to power. At the Battle of Antioch, he crushed Antony and becoming sole ruler of Rome. The Senate gave him the title Augustus, and the Roman Empire was born. Already called, cultivated teenager refused to let anyone stand in his way. Did you know a 19-year-old boy became Rome's most ruthless emperor by ordering the murder of his own allies? Julius Caesar was assassinated in 44 BC. His heir Octavian was just a teenager studying in Greece. This young man, by the same names,
It was an insane coincidence that you experienced. Met my wife during college. It was the first time we had ever seen each other. We got to know each other very well and started dating. We had dated 8 years before we got married. And on our wedding evening, we decided to look at each other. Our photos that my parents had so carefully preserved. I see it like 50 photos. I see a small boy dressed as a monkey. You started your picture. My wife goes, Natalie, your picture meant butterflies. And the monkey is me. Both of you for a solid 30 minutes. We had been in the same high school. We had asked our parents for the year we attended and first of all, play school. It turned out we went to the same play school for 2 years, sat on the same desk, held each other's hands, and things were right. This was in the year 1995, and fast forward 22 years. My hair pulling still on. 8 years of dating, and we both could have never guessed that we might have met before. This was the most insane coincidence in my life. This was us back in 1995. What is an insane coincidence? What is it?
It's over. I cheated on you with your own brother.
Funny, because I did the exact same thing with your sister.
Stop pretending you're fine. You're only saying that because you know you lost badly to your brother. You must be there crying your eyes out right now.
Actually, I'm here playing Lego with your sister.
What do you mean, playing Lego?
She takes the piece off and I put it back in.
You're lying. No one in my family would ever do something like that to me.
Want me to send you a video to prove it?
I don't need those AI edits.
Slug AI Hitler!
could ever recreate a wonder like you.
No edit could ever recreate a wonder like you.
Wow, that was so beautiful.
But it's serious. No AI could ever do the crazy things she does.
You can keep making up whatever you want. You'll never match your brother. He's hotter, stronger, taller, and has an incredible baseball bat. Totally the opposite of you.
I don't give a damn.
Stop lying to yourself. He's your upgraded version. And while we're at it, we're done.
For me, that was already more than settled.
I just wanted to make it very clear.
Are you done with your little play?
You talk like you don't even care. These years together meant nothing. Hey, are you still there? Why aren't you answering? Are you really going to ignore me? Tyler, talk to me.
You looking for an audience, Emma? Just say what bullshit you want already.
Why did you stop replying?
Because it's over. I don't owe you any explanations anymore. I'm not obligated to listen to your complaints.
I'm already exhausted from this.
The tired one here. It's more than a radio that's always on.
You want to know something? I'm relieved you broke up.
Then good luck being my brother's Thursday night snack.
What do you mean?
He's seeing about 75 girls besides you. You must be number 76.
That's a lie.
You got 3,000 raised. Only managed about 66 so far, but I've already come up with a new strategy. Now it's the whole family over. Like the sister, the mom, the aunt, and even the grandma. It's gonna be like a side quest in a game. I think by Sunday I'll pass it.
I can't believe you're being serious. That's really sick.
Money is money, sweetheart. By the way, thanks for having a family full of women. I already secured 5 at once, thanks to you.
What do you mean by?
And a little kiss to your mom.
Hey, I need to tell you something.
What is it?
It's over. I cheated on you with your own brother.
Funny, because I did the exact same thing with your sister.
Stop it. You're only saying that because you know you lost badly to your brother. You must be there crying your eyes out right now.
Actually, I'm playing Lego with your sister.
You're not playing Lego.
She takes the piece off and I put it back in.
You're lying. No one in my family would ever do something like that to me.
Want me to send you a video to prove it?
I don't need those aliens.
Slug AI hit on her.
No edit could ever recreate a wonder like you.
No edit could ever recreate it.
Wow, that was so beautiful.
But it's serious. No AI could ever do the crazy things she does.
You can keep making up whatever you want. You'll never live up to your brother. He's hotter and stronger, taller, and has an incredible baseball bat. Totally the opposite.
I don't give a damn.
Stop lying to yourself. He's your upgraded version. And while we're at it, we're done.
For me, that was already more than settled.
I have to make it very clear.
Your little play. shit you want already.
Why did you stop recording?
Because it's over. I don't owe you any explanations anymore. I'm not obligated to listen to your complaints. I'm free. Cares what drives me. You talk more than a radio that's always on.
You want to know something? I'm relieved we broke up.
Then good luck being my brother's Thursday night snack.
What do you mean?
He's seeing about 75 girls besides you. You must be number 76 in line.
That's a lie.
We bet 3,000 ratings. He hook up with more girls in a week. And he's already almost 68. Yeah, he's winning against me. I've only managed about 66 of them, but I've already come up with a new strategy. Now it's the whole family at once. Like the sister, the mom, and the grandma. It's gonna be such a fun quest in a game. I think by Sunday.
I can't believe you're being serious. Simply sick.
Money is money. By the way, thanks for having me. I already secured 5 at once, thanks.
What do you mean, five?
Send a little kiss to your mom. He snapped my pianist's little brother's arm like a twig just to hear the sound. So I made him believe he was going to lose a limb of his own. My brother Eli has hands that were made for music. He's 15 and was on track for a scholarship to Juilliard. Then there was Brett. Brett is a 20-year-old failed linebacker who works security at the local mall and has a temper like a shotgun. Last Friday, Eli was waiting for a ride, tapping a rhythm on a bench. Brett told him to stop. When Eli didn't hear him because of his headphones, Brett grabbed Eli's arm and bent it backward until the radius bone snapped with a sound like a gunshot. Eli called it a mutual altercation because Brett claimed self-defense against a 15-year-old. I watched Eli staring at his calf. His dream was dead, and I decided that Brett needed to understand the anatomy of fear. I didn't see his comments for children. I wanted to perform a psychological operation. I spent 10 days dissecting his routine. I sat in a rental car down the street, watching. Brett lived in a detached in-law suite at his parents' house. He was isolated. I learned that he drank heavily on Tuesday nights and passed out with his back door unlocked because he liked the breeze. He felt safe in his size. He didn't realize that size doesn't matter when you're unconscious. The first phase was disorienting him. I slipped inside while he was on a shift. The room smelled of mildew and stale beer. I didn't steal. I staged. I took every sharp object in his house, knives, scissors, even his razor, and laid them out in a perfect circle on his kitchen table. I removed the light bulbs from every room except the bathroom. When he came home, I watched the trees. He walked into darkness. I went on it, and I saw his shadow moving back and forth for hours, holding a baseball bat, screaming at invisible intruders. He was crying. Phase 2 was the escalation. I went back while he was sleeping. I stood over him. Surgical bar. I took a Polaroid of his right arm. I entered the suite. I didn't wake him up. Not yet. I tied his ankles to the legs of the bed and was ready. I pulled up a chair and sat next to him, wearing a full plastic painter's suit and a surgical vest. I woke him up with a flashlight on. He sputtered, pulled against the wall. What is this? Eli needs a new career, I whispered, my voice calm and clinical. And you don't need this arm to check IDs at all. It's just dead weight. I picked up the saw. I didn't cut him. I just ran the dull back edge of the blade slowly up his forearm, letting the cold metal trace his vein. He screamed. It was so raw, it scratched, so bloody. He hyperventilated, shaking his membrane, begging, pleading, promising to do anything, to pay for everything. I let him beg for 10 minutes. I let him believe that in that room. I stood up, dropped the saw on his chest, and leaned in close. Keep the arm, but every time you use it, remember how close you came to losing it. I cut the lights and left him there, bound and in the dark on a pile of plastic. I drove away, calm. He was found by his mother the next morning, still tired. They kept him somewhere secret. I stayed away next week. Patience is good, and he had complete mental health. Eli is learning to compose music on the computer now. He's adapting. And Brett, I heard you faint at the sight of the plastic wrap. He snapped my pianist's little brother.
Then how come I have no idea who you are? It's obviously gonna make it up. He's trying to leave. This is no good. Rip a couple of dead people.
I personally pay $1,000 a month.
First of all, rent is $2,000.
What?
So until recently, someone has been covering half the rent but keeping it a secret?
Who would do that?
Stop them! I'm gonna cover them all arrest you! Now answer the question. Why are you looking for Petra?
She paid me to keep quiet, but she's the one who's paying half the rent.
It was Petra? I just found out what you did for my honeymoon.
You're welcome.
And this is awkward. But why did you suddenly stop? That terrible fight. Someone called me a bad person, but I was so angry and obviously can't let you pay for it. The gesture was so kind. Go over to the new house for dinner. Of course, it's got my review. Great, can't wait.
What are you doing? Barging into our house? Oh my God, diamonds! Let's go! I don't even know what this is because my. Oh, what the frick? Diamonds right here. I am not going to be kidding. Instead, I'm going to go up one, and then I'm going to do the green method. Green method. Green method. I'm finding nothing. I'm finding nothing. Go to 2, and then go here. Oh my God, diamonds! Let's go! And
And I continue the Korean method just in case they're suspicious. I continue it. Another trick is just to mine other ores other than diamonds. Like, oh, I'm getting everything. I'm getting gold. I'm getting iron. There's actually an diamond here. Let's do the Korean method. We want these diamonds. Oh my god! I found diamonds. What? Why did like that happen? I got the diamonds when he wasn't suspicious. The Korean method on top. I'm not suspicious whatsoever. I'm not suspicious. Okay, now what type of admin are we dealing with here? What the heck? There's lapis though? I'm gonna get this lapis. The admin thinks he's gonna catch me. Like, I don't get it.
Yo, Dave.
Oh, hello. Oh, hello.
Yo,
Whoa.
what's up? For the first time, you're not X-ray. I can't believe that.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Reward tuition is free, bro.
Let's give you a few of these. But I'll give you some diamonds as well.
Maybe it's free.
Alright, well, I'm gonna let you go back to mining. Thank you for not X-raying. This is the first time.
X-ray is so easy. All you see these guys? I'm not gonna get them. I'm gonna get the lapis. Yeah, I'm gonna get the lapis.
Were you pregnant with me when you married Dad? Why would you do that? Sheldon said so. How would Sheldon know? He did the math. What math? He said the time between my birthday and your wedding day was 6 months.
Yeah, that's because you were born premature.
Now see my birth certificate. It said I weighed 9 pounds.
Yes, that's true. You were a big fat preemie. Let's talk about something else.
Why?
Because I very much like to.
How many babies out of 1 too soon stay in a hospital?
Normally, yes. But you were born with such a great head full of hair that they sent you home with us.
That's the first thing you said that makes sense. I'm glad we had dinner. This was nice.
Yeah, what's up?
Oh, don't want to miss it, the boss.
Forgive me for lying and telling the truth and slurping it.
Were you pregnant with me when you married Dad?
Why would you ask that?
Sheldon said so.
How would Sheldon know?
He did the math. What math? He said the time between my birthday and your wedding day was 6 months.
Yeah, that's because you were born premature.
Now see my birth certificate. It said I weighed 9 pounds.
Yes, that's true. You were a big fat preemie. Let's talk about something else.
Why?
Because I very much like to.
Don't they make babies that are born too soon stay in a hospital?
Normally, yes. But you were born with such a great head full of hair that they sent you home with us.
That's the first thing you said that makes sense. I'm glad we had dinner. This was nice.
Yeah, what's up?
Oh, don't want to miss it, the boss.
Forgive me for lying and telling the truth and slurping it.
Were you pregnant with me when you married Dad?
Why would you ask that?
Sheldon said so.
How would Sheldon know?
He did the math.
What math?
He said the time between my birthday and your wedding day was 6 months.
Yeah, that's because you were born premature.
Now see my birth certificate. It said I weighed 9 pounds.
Yes, that's true. You were a big fat preemie. Let's talk about something else. Because I very much like to. Normally, yes, but you were born with such a great head full of hair that they sent you home with us.
That's the first thing you said that makes sense. I'm glad we had dinner. This was nice.
Yeah, what's up?
Oh, don't want to miss it, the boss.
Forgive me for lying and telling the truth and slurping it.
My wife won $9 million in divorce and kicked me out, but she forgot the prenup. Her parents forced me to sign before marriage. I met Diana when she was 26. She was beautiful and smart and way out of my league. At least that is what her parents thought. Her dad was a dentist. Her mom came from old money. They lived in a big house with a pool and a gate. I was a car mechanic. I fixed transmissions and changed oil for a living. When Diana brought me home the first time, her mom looked at me like I was a for shoe. Her dad asked me how much I made. When I told him, he laughed. He said that is less than our gardener. Diana told them to stop, but they never did. When we got engaged, her parents demanded a prenup. They said it was to protect Diana. They said if things did not work out, they did not want me walking away with anything that was not mine. Diana was embarrassed, but I did not care. I signed it without even reading it carefully. I had nothing to hide. I was not after the money. I loved her. We got married in a small ceremony. Her parents paid for everything and reminded me of that every chance they got. We moved into an apartment. I kept working at a job. Diana got a job at a marketing firm. We were happy. At least we thought we were. 7 years went by. We had our actual relationship. We worked long hours. She worked long hours. We grew apart a little. I was really solid. Then she won the lottery. It was a random Tuesday. She never played before, but that ticket hit $9 million after taxes. I remember when she called me. She was screaming. I thought something was wrong. Then weeks after the check cleared, she came home with papers, divorce papers. She said she wanted out. She said she had been unhappy for years. She said now that she had money, she could leave. I asked if we could talk about it. She said there was nothing to talk about. She said I had 48 hours to pack my things and leave. I asked where I was supposed to go. She said that was not the problem. I asked how she knew. She laughed. She said the prenup protects me, remember? You signed away any right to anything I bring into this marriage or acquire during it. You get nothing. I moved into a hotel that night. I sat on the bed and stared at the wall. Everything I had was gone. My wife, my home. Then I remembered something. The prenup. I never read it carefully, but her parents had a lawyer draft it, and I remembered one thing the lawyer said when I signed it. He said this protects both parties equally. I called my buddy who works at a law firm. He is not a lawyer, but he knows people. I asked him to find someone who could look at the prenup. 3 days later, I was sitting in an office with a woman named Linda. She read the whole document while I waited. Then she started smiling. She said, whoever wrote the prenup made a big mistake. I said, what do you mean? She said the prenup states that any assets acquired during the marriage, windfalls, including lottery winnings, are to be split equally between both parties, regardless of whose name they are in. I said that cannot be right. She said Diana's parents were so focused on protecting her from you that they made the language too broad. They wanted to make sure you could not touch anything she had before marriage, but they accidentally included anything she gained during marriage too. I felt my heart start beating faster. I said, so what does that mean? She said it means you are entitled to half of that $9 million. I laughed so hard I almost fell out of my chair. Diana called me 2 days later. Her lawyer had told her the news. She was screaming. She said I was a thief. She said I was a con artist. She said I had planned this all along. I said I just signed what your parents put in front of me. You should thank them. The court case was fast. The prenup was clear. The judge ruled in my favor. Diana had to pay me $4.5 million. Her parents tried to fight it. They hired more lawyers. They threatened to appeal, but the document was ironclad. Their own lawyer had written it. The day the money hit my account, I quit my job at the shop. I bought a small house with a garage where I could sell cars for fun. I paid off every debt I had. I passed away. Diana blew through her half in 2 years. Bad investments, expensive trips, a boyfriend who liked her money more than her. I heard she was back living with her parents. She sent me a message a few months ago. She said she made a mistake. She said she missed me. She said maybe we could try again. I read it twice, and I deleted it. Her parents wanted to protect her from me. They thought I was the threat. Turns out the only thing I needed protection from was them, and they gave it to me in writing. My wife won $9 million, filed for divorce, and kicked me out, but she forgot the prenup. Her parents forced me to sign before marriage. I met Diana when I was 26. She was beautiful and smart and way out of my league. At least that is what her parents thought. Her dad was a dentist. Her mom came from old money. They lived in a big house with a pool and a gate. I was a car mechanic. I fixed transmissions and changed oil for a living. When Diana brought me home the first time, her mom looked at me like there was something stuck in her shoe. Her dad asked me how much I made. When I told him, he laughed. He said that is less than our gardener. Diana told them to stop. They never did. What was your most interesting sleepwalking experience? Until I was 15, my younger brother and I shared a bedroom. One night I had a vivid dream that I was skydiving. The thrill was incredible. The wind rushing past me as I free fell through the sky. But then my parachute didn't go. I plummeted toward the ground. Brakes were intact. Miraculously, I hit the earth unharmed. Determined, I dusted myself off, climbed into the next place, got ready to jump. The next morning, I was in the kitchen, rubbing my sore arm, ready to jump. Before I could speak, my family erupted into laughter. Confused, I asked what was so funny. Apparently, sometime in the night, I shouted, "That's it! Here we go!" at full volume, jolting everyone awake. My parents rushed to the bedroom only to see me launch myself off the top bunk dramatically. As I flew through the air, I yelled "Geronimo" at the top of my lungs before crashing onto the floor. They stood there, stunned, as I lay motionless for a few seconds. Then, as if nothing happened, I stood up, brushed myself off, and muttered, I climbed back into bed and fell asleep sleeping. To this day, they never let me live it down, and honestly, I admire my sleepwalking commitment to finishing the dream. What was your most interesting sleepwalking experience? Until I was 15, my younger brother and I shared a bedroom with bunk beds. I had the top bunk. One night I had a vivid dream that I was skydiving. The thrill was incredible. The wind rushing past me as I free fell through the sky. But then my parachute didn't go. I plummeted toward the ground, bracing for impact. Miraculously, I hit the earth unharmed. Determined, I dusted myself off, climbed into the next plane, and got ready to jump again. The next morning I stumbled into the kitchen, rubbing my sore arm, ready to complain. Before I could speak, my family erupted into laughter. Confused, I asked what was so funny. Apparently, sometime in the night, I shouted, "That's it! Here we go!" at full volume, jolting everyone awake. My parents rushed to the bedroom only to see me launch myself off the top bunk dramatically. As I flew through the air, I yelled "Geronimo" at the top of my lungs before crashing onto the floor. They stood there, stunned, as I lay motionless